This is Ask a Realtor, episode 1. Today I talk about No Shave November, litigation, and Zillow. Hi, I'm Jason Cassidy with City Consulting Group here in downtown San Diego. This is Ask a Realtor. You guys are asking questions. I just want to be here to answer them. Hashtag Ask a Realtor on Twitter. Shoot out the question. I'll try my best to get it on the show and answer it. And off we go. Actually, before we do, No Shave November, day 12 in full effect. I was hoping for a little bit more Brian Wilson, a little less Shia LaBeouf mugshot. But we'll see what we can do. We're about halfway there. So let's get to the meat of it. Question 1.
Ashley says, is it smart to buy a house in litigation?
Good question, Ashley. Should I buy a condo with construction defect litigation? That's actually the big bad word around here in downtown San Diego. I'm sure it is elsewhere in the nation as well. Construction defect litigation, it presents, I can't say yes or no, it presents pros and cons on both sides. What I can do is give you some facts. Litigation, obviously, I mean, it's a lawsuit basically between the HOA and the developer. Generally, this occurs in the first 10 years of a relationship, of a new development. So during that 10 years, there's a marriage between the two, and if there's repairs that come up, which there generally always is, the HOA will sometimes bring a lawsuit against the developer to pay for those repairs. The developer says no, and we go into litigation. Now that can last anywhere from 6 months to 5 years, depending on how severe it is. You can get cracks in the cement, or you can get the water tower falling off the building. I mean, it's really a case-by-case basis. I think when talking about buying in litigation, again, that's case-by-case basis because it matters where you are in the buying cycle. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're using that FHA loan, no, you're not going to be able to buy a condo in litigation because FHA gets suspended when the building goes into litigation. As well as most loan programs under 20% down are a no-go. So your Wells Fargo, your Bank of America, your Chase, they're out. You'll have to go to a boutique lender who can lend on litigation. Generally, they're going to require 20% down minimum. And an A paper credit to even look at that file. So case-by-case basis, you want to take a look at the building, see what the problem is, because once the litigation's settled, you're also going to have to live through the repairs. So if it's some major stuff and you're not ready to live through that, then no, it's probably not for you. If you could stomach that and you can qualify either all cash or 20% down through a boutique lender, it might be something to take a look at. What we find from our title reports is that when a building does go into construction defect litigation, you see about a 5 to 7% drop in values during the duration of that litigation. So for someone like an all-cash buyer, an investor, or someone who can qualify, you could find yourself a little steal with some construction defect litigation buying. So talk to someone who's knowledgeable about the area, preferably someone who's knowledgeable about the building, specifically what the construction defect litigation is about, and make your decision from there. But don't necessarily shy away from it just because of the bad word of construction defect litigation. Do your due diligence. Obviously, I'll put a little disclosure there that I'm not legal counsel, so do your own due diligence, but don't automatically shy away from it. Take a look at it.
Curtis says, why is my Zestimate so far off my true value?
Question 2, good question. The Zillow Zestimate. Why? I think Zillow is really a really bad word around the real estate community, and it shouldn't be. I think Zillow is a great tool. I think it's a great website. I think they've compiled information in like a one-stop shop that just gives you a hyper-local look at a neighborhood. It's things that would take 10 years for realtors to comprise, school district information, water district, all this insider knowledge right there on one website. So don't shy away from Zillow. I think it's great. I think where they get the kind of the bad rep is their Zestimate, and their Zestimate is off a lot. And I think that's what not only realtors dislike, but a lot of homeowners dislike, because they don't understand why their Zestimate is so far off what they think their value is. What you have to realize is Zillow's algorithm really, they take comps and past sales from within a zip code, and even more hyper than that, it's within a map code within a zip code. So here in an urban area like at downtown San Diego, you're going to have a luxury high-rise building right next door to maybe a 2 or 3 story stick construction building. They both have 2-bedroom units, and they both have the similar square footages, but obviously the units in the luxury high-rise are much more valuable. So what's happening is Zillow's algorithm is just picking up the comps of the 2 bedrooms in that same map code and comparing those together. So someone in the luxury high rise, their values might be low because of the sales next door, and vice versa. They might be too high on the building next door because of the luxury high rise. So you have to look into it a little bit more in depth. I think realtors automatically just dislike it and they'll tell you not to use Zillow. I think that's a mistake. I think Zillow's here to stay. I think with purchasing Trulia, they have 90% of the online real estate data now in one portal. It's here to stay, and like it or not, our consumers are using it. So we really need to be aware of what's on there. Whether or not, you know, we don't base our listing presentations off of a Zillow Zestimate, and as a homeowner, you shouldn't use that in lieu of an appraisal, because that's the best way to find out the value of your home. But we really should be aware of it and be able to speak to why it's so high, you know, or low or off. Because our consumers are using it, and consumers who come into our listings are going to look at that first and maybe base their offer off of that. So Zillow gets a bad rep around the real estate community. I think it's a great website, especially for consumers. Use it, know what it is, know what you've got, and go from there. But thanks for the question. Thanks for watching episode 1. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you soon.